Send the troll after them.
Not a bad idea.
It's time we take the fight to their door. Gather your things and rest well, my friend. We meet outside Castle Volk.
Right then, I'll meet you on the beach. We'll get a bunch of boats, requisition of the local ports if we have to. We'll make a plan. We'll storm Castle Volk, take it, clean that gutter out, or die in the attempt. And so here we are, making our final preparations in the darkness before the dawn. There are a number of camps like ours along the coast, all waiting for the signal, all waiting for the right time to risk everything. The signal being, symbolically and strategically, the dawn. There are quite a number of camps waiting with boats ready in the cover of darkness to approach Castle Volk, and only when that dawn strikes will they approach and storm the castle. We've been planning with Isram most of the night. Ironically, I thought it was quite a cool thing. The farmer's boy, who joined up on the same day I did with the Dawnguard, he has been acting as a courier back and forth between my camp and Isram's as we've been preparing here. We are, here. I think we're about southwest, of Castle Volk, with an open fire, openly taunting the vampire clan held within the walls of Castle Volk. It is in my plans with Isram that we kind of laid it all bare. My original plan to storm Castle Volk was through that of the Undercroft, the sewers, the little confined spaces in which me and Sirona and the rest of the guys managed to sneak up into Castle Volk to begin with. Although I did have a lot of concerns at the time. It's a tight fighting space. I don't know whether you guys here, whether you guys have fought in such places before, but I like I mentioned before, I fought in an old fortress on the edge of the world, and we had a few engagements there in the little warrens underneath the place, in the food storage, in the larders, it's tight fighting. Friendly fire is to be expected. I do suspect that by the end of today, this armour will not look as it looks now. I suspect I'm going to get more than just a couple of notches in it. It's going to get very friendly with a lot of steel today. And that is the whole idea of wearing plate. Now you can take more than just a few blows, and still be able to stand on your own 2 feet. But anyway, we were sitting down there with Isram, ferrying our orders back and forth, and I caught with the idea, which I said to him was inspired by Sirona, which is kind of true, though the reality of it all is they couldn't be further from the truth. If we all rock up to the gatehouse, all of us, we present ourselves on a platter, what do the vampires of Castle Volk see? An enemy? Maybe. Or breakfast? Absolutely. If we all charge the gatehouse, looking rather naive, I do suspect that gatehouse will part way and we will get a bunch of Castle Volk vampires charging our position, just wanting to get their teeth into us, quite literally. So that is the plan in which we are banking on. When the dawn breaks and the sun comes out, we will make our way over to Castle Volk. We will, all as a single unit and a single formation, charge the bridge, charge the gatehouse, and I really am banking on those vampires opening that gatehouse and coming out to play. If that does fail, we will have to go round the side and besiege the place through those narrow corridors and those narrow straits. But I really don't want to do that. Or at least if I did do that, it would just have to be just us cats. Just taking the entire Dawnguard in there is going to be, well, it's going to be hell on Norton. But yeah, that's the idea. That is the idea. The dawn can't be far off now. 5 AM, I reckon. Another hour. Okay. Sirona, where are you? I don't know you'd be here.
What now?
Are you ready to do this, Sirona? Honestly? Truly?
I don't think you can ever be ready to kill your parent. I'm doing my best to not think of him as my father anymore.
Oh, just... Let me know if you need anything, yeah?
We've got enough to worry about right now. You stay focused, and I'll worry about me.
Sure. Sure. I mean, we've got an hour, so we may as well. That Virthia was saying something about vampire blood on the bow. Uriel's bow.
It sounds like... that's the last bit of the prophecy. The blood of a daughter of Cold Harbor can corrupt the bow.
And... I suppose you're a daughter of Cold Harbor, aren't you?
So I am. I guess we could use my blood. Do you have any arrows? Elven arrows? I'm not going to just bleed on any old thing.
I do, although I hadn't really intended on using the arrows. But curiosity gets the better of me. We may as well.
Let's just get this over with.
Thank you? Thank you. Getting a bit nervous now. We're almost about 5:30. Right, rest of you. I mean, I'd have something to eat, but I'm not sure I'll be able to keep it down. But there is something I know for certain I'll be able to keep down. Akasha, come over here.
What is it?
Is it Akasha?
It will be done.
Don't mind me, just getting the jitters.
Is that all?
Shall we have a drink of that Khajiit courage? I think it's needed. Indigo, I'm sorry, I think I got a water skin. Have one for yourself, yeah? There's one bad thing about this, I got to know if the dawn's actually coming or whether it's all in my head. I can feel it running through me now, though. Let's wait until the dawn. Okay. I mentioned earlier that I told Isran that we came up with this plan by looking at it through Sirona's perspective. I also mentioned that couldn't be further than the truth. Because I looked at this through my own perspective, through who I was on Solstein, and what I would do if I were them, holed up there in that castle. I don't think that's anything I'll ever admit to Isran. His stubbornness has got him to where he is, and it would get a lot of people very far in life, that kind of stubbornness, kind of narrow-mindedness, but it's a lesser evil not to tell him. Sirona, though. If I'm to talk with Sirona about her future, how she wants to live her life and listen to her and see what she does actually want to do, to keep my promise to her mother, I may well have to finally come clean to her. And it's quite the thought. There was once upon a time where I looked at Sirona and said, "You're not the kind of person I'd admit that to." Now though, one could say it's written in the sun. Right. The boats have been over. Most of them are waiting. We best go over and get on with this slaying. I'm nervous. Why am I nervous? The plan in rough all kind of hinges on the idea that they are all going to abandon their defensive advantage. Ow! Thank you, Akasha. And make their way down to greet us. Once you've done that and dealt with the bulk of their forces, we'll enter the castle. We'll go into the main dining space, deal with any resistance there, and begin to splinter off left and right and deal with any resistance within the main trappings of the castle. I want to take a few hits. Good help. Kind of wish for a sunnier day. It's not a very good omen. But yes, after that fact, it would be about locating Harken, which could mean any number of places. You'll either be fighting at the front, which make it a lot easier, or harder, depending on how you look at things. Or he'll be holed up somewhere else. After the fact, we will then clear out every crevice, every cave, every corridor, every hidey hole, until that place is completely scoured clean. Now, guys, Jazargo, cover us with your magic. Karjo, Inigo, cover us with your bow. Sirona, get in. Now rows over. And we'll get on with this. See you all. He's on. You ready? Sun's on our side, if not for the cloud. Shall we do this?
We're done with this when none of them are left standing. Let's go.
My homeland is too warm. This is nice.
Yes, Inigo. There'll be time for that later. Everyone together, let's storm this place. Okay, we've got more. Oh, bugger. Okay, should have known this would happen. And for me, I will. You got the right idea, Akasha. Choose your targets. With the jog. Good hits. Ow! Someone deal. The birds are casting that. Suspect it were you. Okay, we're alright. Gatehouse is still open. No one's bringing it down. Alright, cool. Everyone together, stack on the door. Let's boot this thing in.
For Skyrim!
Yeah, Isron. Boot this thing in.
Leave no vampire in one piece.
Music to my ears.
Who's there?
No time to dwell on the fact I tried to kick in a door which was there to be pulled. Bloody hell. Stubborn. We got more. Okay. Who else have we got? Topside Mage. What can I do? Annoy you. Wizard rounds coming in the back. Try to run off. Not on my watch. Got any runners? Okay. Bugger. Ah. No need. Sirona's getting stuck in, that's a good sign. Okay, looks like I'm bypass that gatehouse. What about down here? No? Yes! It's too dark. I need to do some swigging. Yes. And, oh, forget it. Good it.
Kill their leader before it has a chance to escape.
Yes. Excuse me, thank you. You are very well trained.
For the Dawnguard. For Skyrim.
Yes. Now I have a sneaky suspicion. Harkin may well be in here.
Sirona, my darling. I see you still favor keeping a pet.
You know why we're here.
Of course I do. You disappoint me, Sirona. You've taken everything I provided for you and thrown it all away for this pathetic being.
Provided for me? Are you insane?
Pathetic
You've
being.
destroyed our family. You've killed other vampires all over some prophecy that we barely understand.
Pathetic being.
No more. I'm done with you. You will not touch him.
So, I see this dragon has fangs. Your voice drips with the venom of your mother's influence. How alike you've become.
No. Because unlike her, I'm not afraid of you. Not anymore.
And you. It appears I have you to thank for turning my daughter against me. I knew it was only a matter of time before she'd return with hatred in her heart.
Hatred. You can't tell me you didn't see this coming, though, Shirley. Shirley. Though now I'm beginning to hope that the rest of the guys managed to get in here. I think they've run into some problems outside, whilst we're in here, alone, with you.
A small price to pay for the betterment of our kind.
You know, you could have lived here. Not given to the world, but not taken. Completely nonplussed. Isolated in a castle on the edge of your relative world. Lived your life in your own rules, within your own walls. And everything would have been just fine. But you didn't. And now don't give me the whole morally superior thing that I'm some kind of morally superior vampire hunter. Because that was my original problem with this kind of thinking to begin with. That I'm just taking liberties here. You're a vampire. You're the bad guy in every scenario. Well, I've been you before. And it doesn't necessarily feel that way. It's your nature. It gets the better of you. You can still do good things with that nature. As stupid as that sounds. I suppose what I'm trying to say
Patience for talk. Good.
is...
Let's end this. Ariel's
I suppose I kind of had that coming. Oh no. There you go. And there you go. The guys must be fighting out there. Build my sword. Yeah, someone disadvantage of flying. At least this thing cuts. Oh, bugger.
It's not working.
Let's just give this one a go.
Use the bow.
The bow. Of course, the bow. It's utterly unnecessary. Also, you made it in, did you? Best late than never. This seems to be a theme with the Dawnguard at this present moment in time. Missed. Can't miss that, but I did. Gotta go club it. Missed again. Ah. Let's... I think we're doing okay. I think we're doing okay. Kinda. I should really just get the bow out. Works. Sit it in the back. Gone again. Oh, here you go. Ah. Can you guys manage with these? Deal with them. Seems I got some time. I'm using it. Oh. He's there, slippery bugger. Oh, is it him? Has to be. Ow! What?
Enough games. Let's finish this.
You can't be saying that. We're dulling this sword because of you. Yeah, out of nowhere. Very telling, Akasha. You're the only one to come in here.
Sirona, my darling. I see you still favor keeping a pet.
You know why we're here.
Of course I do. You disappoint me, Sirona. You've taken everything I provided for you and thrown it all away for this pathetic being.
Provided for me? Are you insane? You've destroyed our family. You've killed other vampires all over some prophecy that we barely understand. No more. I'm done with you. You will not touch him.
So, I see this dragon has fangs. thanks. Your voice drips with the venom of your mother's influence. How alike you've become.
No. Because unlike her, I'm not afraid of you. Not anymore.
And you.
And
It
me.
appears I have you to thank for turning my daughter against me. I knew it was only a matter of time before she'd return with hatred in her heart.
Oh, looking at you. Oh. Dear, oh dear. I have a feeling I've seen this before, and it didn't end well for me. Just when I thought it was actually going pretty well. Hatred born in your own neglect, pal.
A small price to pay for the betterment of our kind.
I'm not gonna try to give you this lesson all over again. I tried to give you it last time, you just didn't want to listen. Let's just get this over with.
Yes, yes. Always the noble vampire hunter.
I thought you were gonna say that.
When you've slain me. Is Valerica next? Is Sirona?
Those are difficult questions. We're gonna save those for afterwards, though. And they may have an easy answer, a more pleasant answer than you might think. This is more about killing vampires, though. Let's deflect this onto a prophecy, onto something to do with an Elder Scroll, an Oriel's bow, and all that.
Ah, of course. The prophecy. You've come here to stop me from taking Ariel's bow and shrouding the world in darkness.
Right, enough of this. I can only hope, as per the premonition, at some point through this fight, one of them manages to make it in and separate themselves from the fighting outside. Hopefully Karja. He's the kind of guy who would be with me till the very end. Not all the others would do the same. Of course they would.
Yes, quite. I'm growing weary of speaking to you and my traitorous daughter. I'll give you a single chance to turn over the bow to me. There will not be a second.
Why are you even asking? So this is where Sirona gets her entitlement from. Her expectation of getting things given to her. It comes from you. I've been wondering the entire time, why is she such a spoilt brat? I went to go see Valerica, her mother, and she seemed pretty reasonable, a bit grouchy, a bit direct here and there, but she didn't seem to have all these overly possessive, spoilt qualities. It comes from you. Unbelievable. A daughter of Cold Harbour, maybe. A daughter of Lord Harken, certainly. That's where it comes from. That's been bugging me for the entire time. Like father, like daughter, eh?
Very well then. You leave me no choice.
Here we go. Here we go. Let's deal with this. Done. Up close and personal, eh? Missed. Oh, here we go. I know what I'm doing, I just want to clear the way. Good. Now, will I have time? I will. Karjo, good to see you. Where are the others? Is the fighting really that thick outside? I suppose we've got to be thinking about in here. Get some hits on. Bugger. Getting happy with this sword is what happened to me last time in this premonition. So let's not get too comfortable. Where the bloody hell are you two? Oh, there you are. Got a hit on. And again. Oh, I need to break that, but I've got one of these flying at me. You don't break anything. What's this happens? Off the cat. Bloody hell. Bit too much of a backswing on that. We're flying through the bleeding air. Cover your eyes. Oh. Oh, you're gonna make me dull this sword. Where you gone? Be there. And you're running? That looks weird. Okay. Deal with what's either side. I can deal with this pretty quickly. There we go. Where's he gone? Ow! Where's he gone? There? No, that's a skeleton.
I'll rend the flesh from your bone.
You there? Ow! Bloody hell!
Well, now that's done.
Yeah. I suppose you'd probably ask you what you're gonna do. How do you feel? How do you feel?
I'm not sure. I'll probably stay with the Dawnguard for as long as they'll let me. They're respectable fighters, and I think they see the benefits of having a vampire on their side now. Of course, if you've got any more adventures planned.
Well, I actually think we're due a visit of your mother in the Soul Cairn. We definitely have to take you along for that. If you're going to let me in again.
That's what I wanted to hear.
Okay.
So, the beast is destroyed.
Guys, you're alive!
It's over. He's dead. And the prophecy died with him. I suppose this is difficult for you.
I think my father really died a long time ago. This was just the end of something else. I did what needed to be done. Nothing more.
I think perhaps. I think you did more than that. You have my thanks.
Sure. Okay. Before we go any further, we aren't done. We're going to the Soul Cairn, sure, but we know this castle more than anyone else here at the moment, or almost anyone here. Because down in the lower levels, and in the crevices, and in the hidey holes, and in the shadows, I suspect are more of the Volk clan. So Sirona, and those lot, block by block, chamber by chamber, we will clear this place out. It's gonna be tight fighting in a tight space. We're gonna take hits, but we can do it. We can totally do it. Pretend we're the troll there, eh? This armor has already taken a fair few hits today. I have a feeling it is not looking as bright as it did yesterday. Let's just go put a few more clinks, a few more bites of steel into this armor. That being the cost of clearing this place out once and for all. Alright guys, stay with me guys. Because we're here. Looks untouched. It is mostly untouched back here, apart from a lot of bleeding stairs. But in that undercroft, about what? A dozen? Dozen and a half? Death hounds? Skeletons, spiders, all sorts. Either way, the last of the current occupation to be contended with. And so my light goes out. Sirona, one last promise to keep. Is to descend into the soul cairn once more. You ready to take us in? I did not miss this place. But I am feeling in a forgiving mood. Well, that's the wrong word for it. Might just be the fact I've been knocked about in this armor a little bit too much today. Only have to have a lie down in a dark room. This Castle Volk has that kind of thing readily available. Where was your mother? Through there. Through there and all the way at the back. I can deal with that. I still feel as if, Sirona, there's an unspoken question. I think I know what the question is. At the same time, I don't think I do. I mean, for now we are here, so let's just deal with being here. Again, this is not one of those places where I could probably spend more time here than I really should. There is one thing I could do. And these gravestone-looking things seem to remind me. Teldrin Sero! I have his soul in a soul gem somewhere. I think I left it at the tower though. Either that or I carelessly used it to recharge a weapon. But Teldrin Sero always used to talk of St. Geo. He said he met him once, you know. So have I. St. Geob's in here. He's looking for pages of his opus. What if, in my forgiving mood, which is completely the wrong word, on my way out of here, I go find a few pages of this St. Geo, hand them all back and say, hey, this is from Teldrin. Thanks for what? Please be here. Please be here. Please be here. Hello. It's us.
You appear to have something on your mind. What is it?
Very observant of you. Harkin's dead, Valerica. Your daughter's alive. She's safe. She's well. You're allowed to return to the land of the living. We could just leave it there. Happily ever after. But we have difficult issues to deal with now. Castle Volkihar can no longer be your home. I'm to work out the details with Isran, but I've ideas for that place. You and Sirona. You may play a role within it, or you may not. Let me come up with the details and run it by you. Whether you had to agree with it or just be told what to do, I've yet to decide. Harkin's dead. You're free to leave. That's what you wanted, wasn't it? You can leave hand in hand with your daughter. Isn't that what you wanted? Take every victory you can get, 'cause this might be the last one you have.
What? Are you certain?
Yeah. He died by our hands.
Then I see nothing preventing my return to Tamriel. Allow me to gather some of my things, and I'll head back to Castle Volkihar.
Alright.
And from the bottom of my heart, I thank you.
No problem. Promise once made. Promise kept. It's been quite the road since I got back from Solstein. A path I felt I needed to tread. The path of virtue, of heroism, of righteousness. And here I am, looking for any chance to get off of it. They are dirty words, they are. They've made a hypocrite of me, taken me places that I never would have imagined, and at the end of it all, I'm not sure where I've ended up, or who I am here, exactly. I started on this new path by joining the companions. They seem to have a good thing going for them from a distance. By taking a bed under their roof, you're entitled to be fed and watered, to hone your skills in both fighting and drinking. Then take a contract, prove your worth, and return to Jorvask a head held high to be welcomed home by your shield brothers. It seemed to me, if I wanted to try do some pure, unquestionable good in this world, that again, from a distance, the companions were my calling. I've only just joined. Things once again moved too fast for my liking. Like the college all over again, they've invited me into their inner circle, though at least I'm actually qualified for such a position this time. But the companions are not these knights in shining armor like I thought they were, who always do the right thing because it's the right thing to do. They're swords for hire, whose moral code amounts to strength, bravery, and fraternity. Bravery being not running away from a fight, but taking it head on. And that's all the companions are. Virtue, heroism, righteousness. They are big words with big responsibility. And I'm beginning to think even the companions duck the responsibility by having their honor code be so basic and taken at face value that it can't ever be questioned. Strength, bravery, fraternity, it's do or die. There's no room for any bigger ethical questions. They want the glory of fighting rather than the right and wrong of it. Or, as Farkas elegantly put it, point me at what you want dead. It's not a criticism either. It's just not a fully formed thought yet. But I'm starting to think they may even have it right. They are closer to my nature than I thought, the one I'm trying to escape, just cast in a different light. And not only that, there's this gift they've offered me. This is something I'm going to come back to, but for now I'll pose the question. What if, instead of trying to appear righteous and heroic and virtuous at all costs, what if this is about harnessing your nature to act by that basic moral code? What if that is all it has to be? It's still early days, and these are half-baked thoughts, and until I'm in their inner circle, I'm in no place to cast an opinion. Perhaps it's about time I took a step inside, no matter the cost. Just because the path of virtue I struggled to stay on turned grey, didn't mean I didn't stray off of it either. With good intentions, sure, but I strayed nonetheless. I continued to acquire artifacts for Merlin's quest, doing anything I needed to in order to get them. There's the Periite incident, where Inigo had me all worried. Then the mirror one too. Not quite done with that, but it did take me back to a lifelong past, if only briefly. I did the honourable thing in Markarth, doing my bit to expose corruption, and that got me framed and locked up for life in Sidna Mine. And a step further, I ended up allying myself with the same bloody Forsworn I'd butchered dozens of, and will continue to butcher dozens more in the future in order to break out of there. How do I sum up that experience? I can't justify it without contradicting or outing myself for a hypocrite. It's grey, it's murky, and a bloody shambles. That's what it is. Then, there's a Dawnguard. That's something I did a lot of reaching to justify. I thought if I had to embrace a new gift to be allowed into the circle of the companions, then I could at least give a bit of myself to another cause to earn that gift. If I think about it, it doesn't make much sense. But if there's one thing that the companions and their moral code of strength, bravery and fraternity has taught me, it's to take everything at face value. And I did. Because I was once a vampire, I'd give back to society by redeeming myself and scouring Skyrim at the Volkihar clan, and in turn, prevent a vampire lord from enacting a prophecy that had changed the world. I'd acquire more artifacts for Merlin's quest in doing so, and I'd do something unquestionably good. And how does this pure-intentioned plan get murky? Well, I ended up making allies of vampires to do it. None of this is ever straightforward. Who would choose to be a hero? Why does history conveniently forget that the people who commit acts of heroism aren't paragons of virtue? They are murky, grey people. With the Volkihar clan decimated and the prophecy averted, one would think it was happily ever after. This is my whole problem with the hypocrisy of the virtuous route in life. There are no happy endings. This is an ending of sorts for Sirona and her mother here, but even now, free from the prophecy, free from Harken, having given everything to our cause, they are still in danger on multiple fronts. Fronts which I don't think they realise they are. And as a naive hero would close the chapter, a realist writes this postscript. As Isran put it, it's a strategic and symbolic necessity and the price of our alliance that Castle Volkihar be garrisoned by the Dawnguard. Although it's still haunted by what the place once was, we've scoured the place clean, rebuilt, fortified and fitted it for purpose. Isran's renovations at Fort Dawnguard have been completed too. With two garrisons operating from opposite borders, the focus shifts from the organised vampire menace to the pockets existing in the land's caves and crevices. With men deployed by horse, by carriage and by foot, Castle Volkihar also has the added benefit of a port, meaning the Dawnguard can deploy men to Skyrim's shores by sea. Couriers, like the farm boy who joined the same day as I did has proven himself to be, exchange information between the garrisons. The goal is simple. Any vampire remnant will have nowhere to hide. Once discovered, they'll find themselves pincered between forces from both garrisons. This is where the first danger emerges. As the Dawnguard expands, garners more members, it loses the intimacy of a small, trusted pack of hunters. The bigger it gets, the more disconnected it becomes, and crucially, the more unpredictable strangers it gathers. Double agents are not my concern here. It's those who have a conviction of killing vampires that's stronger than their compliance with our rules, to such an extent that they target those two reclusive, supposedly reformed vampires that happen to reside in our own walls. Then there's a second danger. What's to stop Sirona or Valerica returning to their nature? They live to feed, as I once did. Some might say it's only a matter of time, a matter of heroically and selflessly resisting the urge until that time runs out. But what if time is no object? They are vampires after all. It gets you thinking. That isn't to say I haven't had my suspicions all along that Sirona had to be getting her kicks from somewhere. That's a hypocrisy of my own though. Skooma, blood, interchangeable. But then again, she's been acting weird all along, so maybe she has been clean of it. I've offered both of them the chance to cure themselves and live another life. I've told them about Falion, the process, and what's involved. No matter how old they are, their reclusiveness means they can truly live another life with completely new identities as they wish. Yet for now, they remain stubborn. Valerica wants to tend the garden. Sirona wants to be with her mother. They can't say I didn't warn them about the dangers ahead. Those that lie in the Dawnguard and in themselves. It's now I bid farewell to Isran and walk the path of Merlin's quest once more. And with all this talk of human nature, of men and my nature, I look to the prophecy of the last Dragonborn in a different light. This whole thing has been simmering away in the back of my mind throughout my time struggling to be this virtue personified. I've been trying to find that perfect set of words to describe what I'm feeling. So here we go. I'm beginning to think that only a monster can defeat Alduin. Maybe, just maybe, that's why it's my prophecy, that my nature has proven me to be capable of fulfilling it. History will only remember the act alone, not the person that did it. Further still, it'll invent the person that did it in their own image. I won't be remembered. And you know what? Nor do I want to be.